This Christian ethics professor, John Tarwater, saw himself as an authority on your body, your sex life, your identity, your morality, on whether or not you can self-pleasure, or if wives are obligated to have sex with their husbands, or if people who are transgender should be able to have jobs. Yet, Mr. Christian here has been indicted on 8 sex felonies. The level of sickness in this guy. He gets off policing what consenting adults do in private, but he can't even govern himself, allegedly. He builds a career on being a public figure who influences others about those former topics, while what he's doing behind closed doors is absolutely abhorrent. Let's read quickly. Cedarville professor, author on Christian sexual ethics, arrested on 8 sex felonies. So this is John Kent Tarwater, a former Cedarville University professor who is shown in his booking photo after being arrested on multiple sexual felony charges. So he is now a former, because he's been let go, Cedarville University finance professor whose writings promote a Christian ethic of marriage and sexuality, was arrested on 8 sex-related felony charges involving 1 or more minors. The indictment was just recently filed, charges John Kent Tarwater with 2 counts of rape, 3 counts of sexual battery, and 3 counts of gross sexual imposition. Imposition. What does that mean? He has also written peer-reviewed journal articles on business ethics and Christian sexual ethics, including a 2021 piece for the Journal of Markets and Morality on transgenderism in the marketplace. And it's as horrible as you think it is, because he believes that you should just fire people who are transgender. So this whole country, you gotta work. We're so sick and tired of people who don't work. Yet people willing to work, happy to work, have careers, passions, lives, and you don't want them to work. That sounds very moral and absolutely stupid. Okay, so he adapted his Themeliosis article into a 2022 piece titled, "Does Sexual Self-Gratification Glorify God?" And I'm sure you can guess that he says no, that you should not be touching yourself. So he's saying, hey, you should control your hands. Don't touch yourself. That's a no-no. But him, that's a problem for him. He wants to touch. He can't keep his hands to himself. Awfully strange. The Greene County indictment accuses Tarwater of engaging in sexual conduct and sexual contact with a victim younger than 13 during part of the alleged period and younger than 18 in later times. So a alleged pedophile. And this happened between 2019 and 2025. So this spans a long period. Absolutely gross. In several counts, Tarwater allegedly compelled the victim by force or threat of force. There we go. That's what it meant earlier. Imposed, because he was forcing people or threatening them. The charges include first-degree felony rape, second and third-degree felony sexual battery, and third and fourth-degree felony gross and sexual imposition under various sections of the Ohio Revised Code. So, an alleged sicko. Truly an alleged sicko. He's a professor, so young people are looking up to him. He's shaping the youth. He's shaping young people's lives. He's an author. He's a public Christian voice, so he has access to people, respectable person. And even the church's views on politics and yada, 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 that caused harm to people who are consenting adults. Speaking of consent, why do people like this rarely focus on consent or any abuse prevention? Transparency when things of this nature do happen, because it inevitably does happen. How do you handle it? Let's have some transparency. No, none of that kind of advocacy. Nothing to prevent vulnerable people, children. He zeroes in like a AI and fucking Palantir drone on people, on queer people, on masturbation. But look at him. Speaking of which, masturbation, there is a study that says masturbation saves lives. But I'm starting to think that the reason that Mr. Tarwater doesn't like masturbation is because it's consensual. allegedly. He spent his life condemning what consenting adults do with their own bodies. Consenting adults. Yet he's a sex pest. He shames and controls people. And yet he's a pervert. Oh, he's not trans. He's not queer. He's not a woman. But you know what he is? He's a predator who groomed a wide audience to believe terrible things about people that actually deflected from the abhorrent things that he was doing behind closed doors. Because isn't that always the case? When they're pointing their finger, there's three more pointing back at them. It is deflection. It is projection. It's actually an admittance to what they are doing, to what he was doing. The amount of the lives that he's hurt, the amount of people he's hurt, and then the victims or survivors, I should say, of his inability to control himself. I've seen this pattern before in high control religious environments as a former JW, and it's always the loudest that is the one who's doing something, that's the one who's least accountable. It turned out that he was the real monster, allegedly. Well, purity culture be damned. See you guys next time.